Well, ladies and dudes, you could say about this brand new top 10 list that nobody has never done before. It's all about a top 10 list that features a double big lip alligator moments. That was truly mentioned not once, but twice in a film. Something that we will never forget in movie history. Well, anyway, hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca LaVarkley, aka BlueButton1870. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another top 10 list that nobody has never done before. And this is the top 10 list I really want to do for today. And I will say that this top 10 list is a pure genius. So anyway, ladies and dudes, for my latest top 10 list of the day is the top 10 best movie moments that was mentioned twice in a film. I know I should have said my top 10 double big lip alligator moments, but I'm sure it won't make any sense to the title of the list or something like that. So I'd rather go with my top 10 best movie moments that was mentioned twice in a film. Something that we finally mentioned again in the later on part of a film. Something that we will never forget in movie history. And I only picked 10 of them. So yeah, it's just hard for me to say. Well, if you guys know me. Well, anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my top 10 best movie moments that was mentioned not once, but twice in a film. And yes, ladies and dudes, I got a couple of honorable mentions, and sadly I did not write it down on a piece of paper, but I can remember it in my head. The first honorable mention goes to The Incredibles 2 that we did see again, but not once, but twice in the film. And thanks to her, she took care of Jack for a while Mr. Incredible had a very exhausting weeks with his kids. Well, if you watch all the parts from the film from this year, and also from Aladdin, Genie did play some character with white hair. He did it at the Cave of Wonders, and he played that character again when he has to talk to Jafar about some wish that he cannot do. Well, if you know which scene I'm talking about. So yep, those are my honorable mentions of which cool movie scenes that were mentioned twice that did not make it to the film. And now let's head on to my top 10 choices. Coming at number 10 is hearing Lenore's name in Taken 2. And it's a good positive thing that Brian Mills just called Lenny all the way through to this movie from start to finish. And the only time you can hear Lenore's name is the part where Lenny just opened up the door and Brian says hello to Lenny, who was once Lenore, but Lenore is no more. And the other time when Brian Mills has to call Lenny on the phone and you can hear Lenore's name in that little record thingamajig. So yep, that's the only time you can hear that terrible name, and it was never mentioned again. I wish Taken 3 should have fixed that problem, that Famke Janssen's character's name is no longer Lenore, it's truly Lenny. So that deserves to be at number 10. Coming at number 9 goes to the part when Jan used the crystal shard as a blade from the dark crystal. At least Jan did something right of what the heck he needs to use for the crystal shard, and that is using it as a blade. And he did it twice in this film. One time when he was got attacked by those weird looking bug thingy majigs who got him in his arm. And the other time when he and Kira got attacked by Chamberlain. And it's a good thing he stabbed him right here in his hand. Man, that's a painful thing to see. So it's a good thing that Jen did something smart in this film, and that crystal shard is pretty darn useful to the film. So anyway, that deserves to be at number 9. Coming at number 8 is one of the movies I don't have, is Castle in the Sky. And it's the part where Cheetah's crystal necklace had truly saved her life. Not once, but twice. The part where she was about to fall and head on to her death at the beginning of the movie. And also she got rescued again when she and Patsu are going to flow up in the air, and, you know, Patsu was just happy he found out something about her necklace that was pretty darn special to him. Well, if you did see Hayao Miyazaki's most greatest film of all time, you'll know what I'm talking about. Coming at number 7 has to go to the magic mirror from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And Sally, only 2 scenes. That's the only time we saw this mirror dude-like creature. You know, where the queen has to talk to this mirror for some unknown reason. We saw him at the beginning of the film and also in the middle part of the film. And sadly, we never mentioned him again in the later on part of this wonderful Disney classic. So it deserves to be at number 7. Let's see, I gotta look at my list. Here we go. Coming at number 6 goes to the part where Roger Rabbit got hit in the head with a frying pan in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who doesn't remember that painful scene where Roger Rabbit gets hit by a frying pan? He did it on himself, where he's trying to get stars and he's trying to show the director that he can finally get stars in his head. And the other time, when he got hit in the head again by his wife, Jessica Rabbit. You know, the human cartoon character. Well, you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, that funny moment deserves to be at number 6. I gotta look at my list again. This might be an interesting one. Coming at number 5 is the King Brown Snake from the Crocodile Hunter Collision Course. This one's for the Irwins, and since I love their show, oh Crocky, it's the Irwins. Yes, they did mention that cool looking King Brown Spire again for this movie. There was one time when Steve Irwin finally grabbed it at long last, and the other he used it as a hero snake to face one of those unknown poachers that came out of nowhere, and that was so darn funny. And he did say a couple interesting dialogues when he has to take care of that poacher once and for all. So yeah, the King Brown Snake deserves to be at number 5. Coming at number 4 is when Michael says, "Tell me about it," in The Commuter. And yes, ladies and dudes, I will say this again. Commuter is one of the most underrated movies of all time, and also a really good film that feature very good hidden Easter eggs. And yes, ladies and dudes, Tell Me About It is a hidden Easter egg. He did say it in non-stop, and he did say it again for this great underrated classic. He said it one time with the conductor dude when the conductor dude has to take care of a damaged train box or something like that. And also he said it again when he and a couple of his dude pals are playing cards. don't forget to pay attention to that important line that he said in this very underrated film of this year. So yep, that deserves to be at number 4. And finally, my top 3 best movie moments that was mentioned not once but twice in the film. Sadly, for number 3 is one of the movies I don't have, but thanks to YouTube, they finally uploaded this really cool moment that was mentioned twice in this film. It's a love or hate movie. So for number 3 goes to Teen Titans Go to the Movies, where we did find out that Stan Lee did make a cameo appearance, not once, but twice in a film. There was one moment where he did show up when the Teen Titans are gonna get ready to do their own movie, and the other time when, when our favorite superheroes are going to attack Teen Titans for some unknown reason. And here comes Stan Lee saying to the Teen Titans, "I just love doing cameos." And yes, he did say Excelsior in the film. So be happy, that moment deserves to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 goes to the Bear Ship Dude from the 2012 version of Les Miserables. They finally put Coleman Wilkinson's character in this very underrated classic. Yep, this guy did finally get mentioned not once but twice in a film. They did show him at the beginning of the film to help Jean Valjean to guide on his new journey to become a good dude, and he was mentioned again at the end of the movie. Where Jean Valjean is heading to his afterlife. That was a really cool thing they did put in this film. I just like this version better than the one that came from in the Broadway musical, since there was a part at the end that did not make any sense to me, if you know what I mean. So yep, that deserves to be at number 2. And finally, my number 1 best movie that was mentioned not once but twice in the film is the part where Bert had truly broken the 4th wall in Mary Poppins. Yes, there was a part of that movie where Bert did break the 4th wall. And he did it twice. He did it one time at the beginning of the movie, and the other time when he was doing his drawings in the concrete. That I did not see coming. So I have nothing else to say, for the number 1 spot is when our dear beloved Bert did break the 4th wall in Mary Poppins. And that is pretty much it. That is my top 10 best movie moments that was mentioned not once but twice in a film. So tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite movies of all time that was mentioned not once but twice in a movie? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there or let me know, and join me next time for my next top 10 list to come in the main future. I'm not sure what's going to be anyway, but we'll wait and see what happens until later on. I can't wait for that. So, that is it for now. I will see you guys later, and sayonara.